Introduce yourself, please. Yeah. Introduce Dove to the other two players.
Two doves. Oh.
Nope. Okay. RJ, you are next on my list.
Uh,
Please introduce yourself.
Contrary to the token you see in front of you, you see a young man. His hair is still completely black, still clean shaven. Hasn't managed to grow in a beard yet, unfortunately. Um, and he's dressed comfortably. He'll have a big old I want to say it's a big old hammer sitting next to him. Let me double check because I don't remember. It's been so long. Oh, it's a maul. There you go. Yeah, big old hammer next to him. And he's pretty tall, and you can tell he's got a decent. He's starting to grow into a decent build. But he's definitely not the old man that he's going to be someday.
Oh, bless him.
And if you were to ask his name, he is Daydeer.
Okay.
See it.
And he is a Furbolg.
Fearbolg, yes.
Yes.
I do have long, but like drooping ears. And a pretty like grayish skin slash fur slash whatever they have.
A very Furbolg. And last but not least, Unbridled. Would you like to describe yourself to the others?
Yes. I'm Shalfel, sorceress. And I am a slender half elf. She has green eyes and black hair. She's a wood elf, specifically. And she definitely probably thinks she's still dreaming right now, considering there's a giant man in the room. And yeah, I am a squish. I have a puzzle box that's really, really important to me and the source of all of my magic. But I will probably be hiding behind you guys a lot, to be honest. She's obsessed with learning about magic too. That's a big thing. Because her magic's so crazy out of control for her a lot of the time. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so as you are looking around and taking in the sights of the other two people here with you, and eventually the big presence in the room would draw attention, especially as he begins to speak. And he's just going to let out a hearty chuckle. Welcome, I am Santa Claus. And he's just going to look expectingly at each of you as he expects this recognition to cross it, to span across your face.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay there with my mouth open and just like attempt like getting ready to say something and then stopping, like what? Um,
There's no need to be afraid. I am here. Oh, no, I suppose you're here to help. I need your help. It is important. And that is why each of you are here today. I was attacked.
I'm gonna make squinty eyes at him.
Yes, I was ambushed as I was making my annual round. And I'm afraid my magic has been stolen. So right now I am just an overly large man with this, and he just plonks down his sack on the ground, and you just see little chunks of coal just start to fall out of it as it's just overflowing.
I mean, coal's pretty useful.
Is it flammable? It's flammable, right?
Yeah.
Of course. He
Very
will turn he will turn to you, Dadier, and he will nod. And, yes, for some people, coal is quite a commodity. However, it doesn't quite instill the same wonder and joy that I'm used to. Perhaps I will donate this particular batch, but I really do need to get my magic back. And I was hoping you would all help with that. Again, he just kind of looks between you expectantly.
What
Oh.
kind of magic?
He's gonna like peek over the tree. He's gonna kind of step and peer around it so he can look at you properly. And it just, oh, say that again, please. The tree is blocking me. Yes. Well, thankfully, I do know all of the ingredients that's needed, and nothing is particularly hard to come by. Well, for anyone other than myself, that is. It shouldn't take you very long, and I will make sure I put in a good word with whoever writes the Christmas list next year. And he's just going to reach into like his inside pocket, and he's just going to rummage, kind of Mary Poppins style, as if like the pocket is much bigger than it seems on the outside. And it's like his hand disappears, and then his wrist, and then suddenly he's like elbow deep in this pocket, and he's just wiggling around. It's like it's in here somewhere. Oh, what bit me? Oh, blast it! Here. And he's just going to pull out a scroll, and instead of like a ribbon that's wrapped around it, it's kind of like wrapped around with mistletoe and holly. And he's just going to, since you're the closest one to him, Dove, he's just going to hold it out to you. Okay. It's just a scroll, and it is basic, normal papyrus. A little bit frayed at the edges, kind of definitely a bit old, but the wrapping around it is fresh. It's almost like the mistletoe, it's like freshly grown, never withered or anything. And yeah, he hands that out to you and kind of takes a step down towards Dadia.
Hello.
And to help each of you on your journeys, a few gifts that might might just provide some assistance. And he's going to rummage back into the pocket. And the first thing he pulls out and just kind of plonks straight on your head, Dadia, is a really big, fluffy Christmas hat. And he just plops it on your head. And
Okay.
you feel it's like a little bit large, and if your ears weren't so kind of sticky outy, it probably would have just fallen straight down. But as it sits on your head, it begins to shrink until it's the perfect size to just sit snugly.
Okay.
Again, he will turn his attention back to you, Dove, and he will rummage around a little bit more before pulling out, at first, what looks like a singular glove, and then he keeps pulling and pulling and pulling, like, do you know, like the magician handkerchief trick? On this one thread of yarn, pulls until the second glove pops out of his pocket. And as he hands them to you, he's like, they kind of already start to like shrink the yarn a little bit. Yep. I'm going to make him really big for a moment. Please do not be alarmed.
Oh
They're
my
very,
god.
they're very similar to what he's wearing. They look like that.
Oh god.
Nice.
And with a almost impossible amount of grace and elegance, he suddenly appears on the other side of you, Dove. He definitely didn't try to walk past you, or you'd have felt it. He's a larger man. He's taking up a lot of room, and the tree is not helping. But suddenly, he is just behind you instead. And he turns to you, Shalfel? Shalfel.
I'm already on board. This man's magic is very intriguing to me.
And he dives back in to his pocket, and his eyes kind of light up a little bit as his hand rests on something. And as he pulls out this gigantic pair of boots, like you could climb inside one of them,
Heck
and
yeah.
just hide inside the boot. But as he puts them down on the floor in front of you, kind of gestures for you to step into them, you can see they're already beginning to shrink down until they are the perfect size.
Oh, I'm gonna be so fast.
The perfect size for you as they just sit snugly around your feet.
I love them. Shelfel is definitely fiddling and inspecting those.
You all would have a really small inkling that there is magic affecting them, but it's not like any magic you've ever felt before. There's definitely something a little bit kind of strange and almost wondrous about them.
Oh boy.
I'm so hyped. All right.
They D8.
I'm glad you want our help, but I mean, I just started my apprenticeship.
Oh, yes, well, that doesn't mean you're not capable of doing great things now. Just because one day you'll be doing great things in the future.
I just kind of scratch my head and smile. Oh, good lord.
I assure you, if you are summoned here, it means that you are in a very unique position to help me. Believe in yourself, young Dadia.
Okay.
Even if this is still a dream, I'm following this guy. He's got magic.
I am afraid I cannot leave the confines of this house. Without my magic, I am quite frail to the outside world. But everything you should need to know is in that note. And I trust you will find yourselves quite well. If you leave through... Oh god, how do I do this? I don't know the new buttons. How do I draw a line? Lord, please. Okay. If you leave through this door and follow the path into the forest, that should provide you with a good starting point.
They added a linger thing to the measure button.
They did.
Before.
Dang. Oh, it's weird. No. Do you have any other questions? That's a good point. Time is more of a suggestion whereas I'm involved, but I imagine without any of my powers. I suppose before midnight might be a good starting point to aim for. If it becomes Christmas and I've not finished my rounds, who knows what could happen?
Huh.
Think of all the sad children. He just nods solemnly, as if it's the most dire situation in the world. Well, no added pressure, but post haste.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna figure out what kind of magic you're using.
It's
Do
the
this.
magic of wonder. It's like the power of
good.
friendship, but less cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Charcuterie board of cheesiness.
Now I want cheese.
Ooh, cheese. I start walking toward. It's okay. I start walking towards the door before trying to like, wait, what are we looking? What are we actually supposed to be looking for? Did you get a list?
Yeah, we don't have any information.
He's just going to kind of gesture to you, Dove. It's all in the scroll.
Huddle up.
I'm doing that peek over the shoulder thing.
Huddle up. I jumped over Shannon. I'm kidding. I'll walk over. I'll walk.
Just out of curiosity, how tall is Dove? So, for both of Dadia and Chalfal, who are races who grow, I would say you're both maybe a couple of feet shorter than what your listed heights are.
Oh snap!
Oh wait a second.
You are effectively children.
If I go exactly 2 feet shorter, I'm just over 4 foot.
So your peek over the shoulder is
I'm
more
like,
of a tiptoe resting your chin on her elbow.
Yes, basically, exactly.
I think I was 5'7", so
that sounds about right.
Shorter. Yeah.
Yeah. So how tall did you say you were, Dadia?
If I'm exactly 2 feet shorter than normal, I'm 4'2".
Okay, so yeah, there's a couple of inches between Chalfal and Dadia, and then there's like a whole 2 foot. Oh no. like that job is the mum friend.
It's a bit of a
Good.
size difference.
Yeah. So it is a very cursive, very elegant, well-written note, and there's only a couple of lines on there. They read. Just find the list proper. Is the twinkling starlight berries.
Never heard of
the
him.
Silver bells. And
Okay.
candy cane crystals.
None of these feel edible.
Oh no. Where is it? 'Cause it's called something. And the Jolly Jingle Bell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
And as you're all reading this list, those are the only words that appear on it originally. But as it's open for a few seconds, you see a small little you see the little parentheses form next to twinkling starlight berries, and a little kind of addendum appears on the page. And it just says glistening berries that can only be found atop the tallest tree.
Tallest tree. He said it was simple, didn't
Okay. Cool.
we? We got it.
I'm a
Sounds like
cool. Look for tall trees. I can do that. I'm good at climbing trees.
As
Oh,
you,
definitely.
as you leave the warmth of the cabin into a forest. Well,
I'm
just keep your eye out for
comfortable
tall
with
trees.
Oh, yeah, we got this.
Oh.
Santa is gonna go and make himself a hot cocoa. Not in that room.
Tallest tree. Oh.
Get rid of that data. Okay, so you guys leaving the cabin?
Yes.
Yeah, we got our list.
I do the thing. Okay.
Yep.
As as you leave, you immediately feel the warmth of the cabin kind of die down as you step out into the kind of much more exposed weather. The snowflakes, the snowflakes do seem to kind of swirl away from you, so they are avoiding landing on you. So it's not as cold as it could be, but there's definitely a bit more of a chill in the air.
Oh
As
gosh.
you walk down the path and you find yourself bop in a clearing that just seems to appear out of nowhere.
I like clearings.
Yeah, there's not a lot of places to hide.
As we're walking down this path towards this clearing, I'm going to introduce myself to my two new friends. Hi, by the way, I'm Daydeer.
Well, hang on.
Just kind of clumsily hold out my hand for a handshake.
Oh yeah, I will take your hand. and I will respectfully shake it quickly.
If you please remind me, Dove, what are you made out of again? Like in appearance-wise, before I ask a silly question.
Oh no, that's okay. I am made out of wood and steel, like wood and metal.
Okay. You definitely noticed me kind of staring at your metal bits and like.
Let me just say that I'm upset that
just
no one told me y'all can't hear me.
Like what?